It can wait.
All right, I'm sorry. Hello and welcome to the General Banter Podcast with me.
Welcome to the General Banter Podcast, guys. It's Wednesday the 18th. Now, not only did we miss a week, we've missed the day, because normally it's out on a Tuesday, but not to worry, because Aaron McCann has Dirt Civil out on a Tuesday.
And I don't have a podcast.
Micky doesn't have a podcast, and he should, because it would immediately gather traction from this podcast.
But I don't believe in them, Colin.
No, you don't believe in work, and you're scared of success.
That is true.
And I've read one Gary Vee book. I haven't read any books, but you know what I mean. Would you not do a podcast?
I know we talk about this all the time. I would do one if it's somebody else to do it with. It'd be all right.
No, I think you would do it. I would think you would do it if someone else did it for you.
That's what I mean. I'll turn up that podcast and talk.
Well, that's what you do. You get some fucking... Do what McCann has done. Get a mate who cares about it more than you do, and he'll do all the fucking work and do all the merch and everything.
I wonder where can I find a mate who cares about podcasts more than I do? Does all the work. Good idea, Colin.
Does he have time for another one?
Wish I'd thought of that ages ago. He's already got the biggest one.
I don't think so.
I'm talking about just glomming onto this one.
The one I put on Patreon is called the Sidecast. You can just do another one. The Mickey Sidecast. Just chilling.
Just me going, what are you up to? Anybody at the Chinese recently? Where does a good Kung Po?
4 a.m. You up? On the Patreon. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, when I usually plug stuff at the start of this, but unfortunately there's just not much to plug, to be honest. No, wait a second. Everything's sold out. Go ahead.
I'm going on tour. First date is Armagh, 25th of January, and then the rest are after that. Mm-hmm. So have a wee look. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to rethink I was having a meeting with the people at Shine, and I was like, I'm going to rethink what I'm doing with my comedy, because I can't just be, every cunt who's ever held a mic be like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the done thing now. You're like, oh, you've done 2 open spots? Tour launches on Friday.
Yeah.
Tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock. They're flying out. Flying out of your fucking arse.
Aye, out of your dude.
You're fucking lame bastard. So I'm like, yeah, next year I might just do like a bunch of fucking mad venues. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Make a documentary or something. Might do a comedy festival, and I'm not even joking.
Like, just you and your own as a comedy, or do like...
Yeah, the Colin Geddis Comedy Festival, and there's 6 tents, but it's staggered times, and you just come in and I run between them. Now.
What about you?
What's going
It's good, my blitz.
Cue for the...
Every character, that'd be great. You could have one experimental one called Where's Thomas?
Where's Thomas? I know. Yeah, that's like Burning Man when they have those hippie tents. It's called Where's Thomas. You go in and you just fucking hit people with salmons, full side of salmon.
There's all these Dan Watsons and like stripy jumpers. Which one's
I still
Thomas?
get asked that to this day. Most people have completely moved on. So like, to the point where if I'm like, oh, I might do a Blender video, no one watches it.
Yeah.
Most people are more into the podcast stuff. But then you do get the odd asshole who's seen one video 10 years ago. He's like, where's Tom? What do you call your wee mate?
You Barry's mate?
What do you call your wee mate? It's fucking looking like a retarded person.
Micky.
And you're like, listen, bro, we both have our cocks out in the toilets in Rushmere here. Let's not have this conversation. We're trying to fuck.
Worst glory hole ever. Stop asking me questions. Put your dick through it.
Stop looking through it.
That's breaking the rules.
You're spoiling it.
You're not meant to look.
It's my special advent calendar.
I knew a priest too.
You think you'd have a bit of fucking
You think you'd be used to sitting and not looking through a hole while I talk and buck people? No.
Have a bit of decency.
Anyway, bless me, Father. Nom. That's it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So anyway, the gigs are fucking... I don't know. I don't know what I have left, but Lauren sold, fucking Armagh sold, and people are getting in touch. People always...
When are you doing Armagh? Have you done Armagh?
Saturday.
Saturday coming, Saturday?
Saturday.
I might call down and fucking watch it.
No, fucking... Do you want to open for me and fly your show? Jay keeps asking me who support me, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know if you want.
I don't know. I'm literally like fucking... I feel like I'm just like, do I need a support, or can I just go on stage and have a chat?
You probably don't need one.
But probably not. I mean, what I should do is practice the 2 halves thing.
Aye, do 245s coming.
I don't even necessarily think you need 245s. I think you do like a 40 and then a 30. I think would pass the time quick enough. Because it's still broken. You know what I mean?
It's hard to do. I did that once, and it's actually really tricky just to figure out the timing of it, because you want to end the first half, like your brain's going to end it on a closer, and then you have to come back and be like, fuck, I hope the second half's as funny as the first half.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to do it where you just get to the end of a joke and then go, right, going to have a wee fucking...
Well, I've noticed in this set, it's like very like short and sharp, like and then the bits spread out a wee bit towards the end.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It's like they start like short and then just kind of get longer. So this first half would be like laugh, 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 and then the second half's about like, now that we're settled in,
Yeah.
let me talk in depth about shit.
We've had another pint.
Let me really talk about coming. All the issues. Coming. Shitting. Is squirting real? Up next.
Have you ever done a shit so hard it made you come? No, genuine question. Because I think I'm sick.
It'd be some crack, like if every time you shot, you're just like, Mark. Anyway, we'll play this intro and we'll get real serious, and then we'll come back to the cum. Know what I mean?
The General
Back
Banter
to the cum.
Podcast with Colin Geddis.
That's your podcast?
Back to the cum.
I want you to get yourself in your soul.
It's like
This man will make your liver quiver. This man
too long.
will make your bladder
She said.
splatter. Let's all welcome the world's godfather of soul.
Colin Geddis.
It's Geddis, actually.
Geddis.
Geddis.
Geddis. Geddis. Geddis.
Fuck you. I felt like I had to play that because I feel like we'd just be waiting for it the whole fucking time. So, I haven't done a podcast in a couple of weeks. I did a podcast the other week. People are like, oh, bro, you look rough, blah, blah. Then the truth was being let out of the box.
Oh, the cat was out of the bottle.
The letter's been out of the...
The air was let out of the balloon.
Aye, so this is the madness, and we can talk about it now, because it is absolutely, completely mental. So...
I've transitioned.
Micky has transitioned. You know, the top half give it away for a good
top
while.
half did it
Now
by
he's-
itself.
Now he's son's cock.
No. Le coq.
He was
nip
still
on a cock?
a vec with Ballocks now.
Back to the balls.
Give him balls. What are you gonna do? Like,
Just keep my asshole warm.
So anyway, this is insane. I feel like I have to reverse engineer this story.
Aye.
Maureen has been in hospital receiving chemo.
Yay!
Welcome to 2019 with a fresh baby. What the fuck is going on? So, that's normal, isn't it? Oh, fuck my life. So,
I'll be over here. Just let you. Just don't get ready. Right.
no, I'll skim through it. So, I'll get Maureen on, we'll talk in depth about it, but literally, this is, I don't know what the time, I felt like writing out the timeline on the calendar, because
Aye.
it was literally like, baby born, got home for a while, Maureen was like, oh my god, my arm feels a bit like swollen, go in, this is 9 days after the baby was born,
Fuck me,
right?
like.
9 days after the baby was born, she goes into A&E, because the doctor was like, yeah, go to A&E, they give her a scan, they give her a scan. They're like, okay, you've got a blood clot, which apparently is a blood clot, which is quite common.
Not as bad as a bamba clot, though.
No, no, which is like quite common after childbirth. But they were concerned that it was in their upper body. They were like, this is fucking weird. So then they did another scan. Then we waited in the hospital for fucking in A&E for about 7 hours. They got us a room. Maureen's running out to the car to breastfeed. I'm trying to change a nappy in the back of a fucking estate car, which I thought there'd be a room, but there's certainly not.
Change the child as well. Like.
Is anyone looking?
Eddie, keep dick, lad.
Keep dick. So anyway, fucking yeah, they kept her in, and then this doctor came in, who we later found out was like a trainee doctor and had no bedside manner whatsoever, and was like, "Oh yeah, during that scan, we found a mass in your chest." So we just sat there like, any further explanation on that?
Don't even go to mass.
And she's like, we can't confirm or deny anything. Basically, like they were being questioned,
Right.
and they were like, oh, we can't really say anything at this point, but we have to let you know why we're keeping you in is because we found this thing, which is kind of like, you might be dying, but we'll check on Monday.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Fuck me.
We'll see you on Monday, sure. So anyway, we stay in, all these tests, all these scans and all, which were like really scary because you're basically going like, please don't fucking let this shit be anywhere else.
No.
Like, you know, you hit, they're like, oh, we found this, and then we checked, and oh, both your legs are cancer. So she got all the scans. It was all good. They were actually looking to see if she basically has lymphoma, and they were trying to check if it was in any of the other lymph nodes,
Yeah.
so that they could get at it easier. But it wasn't. So they just had to go through her fucking chest wall with a goddamn fucking straw.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? Just take a biopsy. That took forever. It was fucking traumatizing just being in hospital. We were trying to stay in hospital in like the gynae ward with the baby and me trying to sleep on a fucking milking stool. It was...
It must have been a nightmare for you.
Listen. Can you get chemo in your lumbar spine?
You wouldn't chemo me up a fucking bed, would you? Chemo, Sabby.
I see her lunch comes in, you wouldn't chemo me up a fucking sandwich. Fucking starving in here.
I'm trying to breastfeed a child here.
Doing skin to skin. You don't have to do it 3 weeks after. What?
Well, he can't roll yet, can he?
The job's worth doing. It's worth doing right. I've been naked for the next 6 years.
I still sleep beside my dad.
Anyway, so we're in hospital. Yeah, get sent home. Then they're like, basically the tests come back and they're like, yeah, it is whatever type of lymphoma. They're like, it's non-Hodgkin's, whoever Davy Hodgkins is.
Aye.
But they're like, it's the type where it flares up very quickly, but it's also very like responsive to treatment, so it'll go down very quickly as well. So anyway, they were like, obviously you tell people this story, we're in it, like, so we're like, oh, you know, this is fucking chaos, but this is how it has to go. But you tell other people that story and they're like, what, you had a baby like fucking you know, a few days ago and you have to come in and do this. So everyone was like really sympathetic and everything got pushed through pretty quickly. So she was rushed to get another scan at the Royal on a Saturday morning. The guy was like, I owe someone a fucking kidney for that. So, you know, it's like the fucking strings I pulled to get that happening. So basically, she went in on the Sunday. They were like, we've got you a side room here. Get in, or else you'll lose this room, basically.
Right.
So got her in, and she did all the tests. And then, like, the Monday, they were just standing there with this bag. Like, this is, like, your chemo if you want to just...
Do it now.
Because they rushed it. Her meeting, where they bring you in and sit you down and be like, I'm afraid you've got lymphoma. That was all rushed through, so she knew already.
Aye.
It was supposed to be the Thursday. So they started her on the Monday, so she was basically done by, like, the weekend. So before she was even supposed to have, you know, this sit-down chat about it, they were like, well, that's your first round of chemo done. And then you'll go in after Christmas, and then there'll be one before the end of January, and that'll be like at half done. So it's all just been fucking chaos. But I knew about it last week, but I couldn't really talk about it in the podcast. But that's what I was saying to you. I was just talking about any other shit. You know what I mean? Sound like Seinfeld. What's the deal with it? Fucking...
Well, how come our plain food all tastes the same?
And people are just writing on it, you look rough. Fuck off. I look rough anyway.
That is very true.
I might look better because I'm not eating as much carbs or anything at all.
Just crying and shitting, usually.
But anyway, yeah, so that was fucking chaos. Just it's weird to be like bringing your baby into hospital for like
somebody else.
It's like you're going into prison. You're like, there you go, Maureen, you're gonna look at your baby for like 2 hours and then we'll take him away again.
Fuck me, man.
So that was so rough. Like, and at least that time was like there were so many tests and everything, and a few like complications, so that is lay off the chemo for like a day. So she missed a day and whatever. Next time she goes in, it'll just be like you go in Sunday night, you're out Friday morning. Like they'll just be like. Also, we did this. The fucking drugs. I was like, they were talking about the drugs, and I was like, how is that in that bag of water? You know what I mean? The way they were talking about it goes. This is kind of like a vaccine type vibe where it's like, basically the type of lymphoma Maureen has is like, they're like, this is like a fucking 90% cure rate. They're like, we treat this, people who have this, we treat them and it goes away and it doesn't come back, basically. Like the vast majority of the time, especially if you're young. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it was doing the... Oh yeah, this one was like these new drugs that we're doing. It basically means like once the drugs like kill the fucking lymphoma, they recognize those cells again. So it doesn't come back. Yeah. So it's almost like the chicken pox. It's like if you're gonna get it, you get it once, and then you fucking probably don't get it ever again.
But I still have psoriasis.
Yeah. And there you go.
I mean, who's got the real problems, Colin?
Well, in the long term, you.
I'll itchy back here. I'm bringing itchy back.
At least if you get something, we'll be like, well, it's about time.
I thought you already had that. No?
Only just now?
I've actually got 2 types of diabetes.
Oh, fuck.
I'm afraid you've got type 2 gonorrhea, Mick. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, both.
What's that mean? Both balls? Well, your dick and your hole. Oh, well.
It's like that Jim Gaffigan bit, like, we're going to have to take her appendix out. And he goes, both of them? So there you go. That's what's been happening in the last few weeks. Maureen's home at the minute. She basically has to take a load of pills every day and give herself blood thinners and an injection in the belly. But she looks fucking great. She looks fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't she?
She does
like
look,
that,
yeah.
that's the most confusing bit. You're like, we walked in somewhere, went for lunch yesterday and walked in with the baby, and she goes, how old is he? They were like 5 weeks, and the woman goes to Maureen like, oh my God, you look phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's the crazy bit. Like, she's going in for like chemo, and she looks fine and acts fine.
Aye.
I mean, she gets a bit weird when you're like, do you want to go for a sandwich?
Aye, it's fancy pints.
And she's like, I don't want to be around people. And I'm like, well, neither do I, but I'm like, fucking sandwiches.
Oh man, do you know what? Like, it is one of them that you sit, because I was fucking, it sounds weird to say this, I was like stuck in Australia, just like fucking, I want to go home, because there's only so many times you can go, do you need anything before it's like...
I know. And like, the doctor said this, right? There's one doctor in the hematology thing, he's a fucking legend, like, you know, and you're like, if this was a... Bro, this is giving me trouble. If it was like a hospital drama, you'd be like, they don't deserve him in there. You
that's
know what
George
I mean?
Clooney.
Yeah, the guy's fucking like, just, it was, you know, like, everyone's fucking running around trying to get blood of Maureen, or get lines of Maureen's arm and everything. And all these nurses are stabbing the fuck out of her and couldn't get the thing in. She goes, oh my God, I think I've burst that wee blood vessel. And, you know, I've put that in the joint. We're going to have to take it out and put it, like, give her 8 fucking things
hell.
in her arm. And this guy just comes and like shuts the door behind him. Like, fucking useless
Fucking whim.
Fucking pack of cunts. And literally, like, you know, a couple of taps and blood straight down the line. There you go. Fucking can't get the fucking stuff right here. Useless bastard.
Fucking hell, man.
So yeah, he goes, it's apparently said to Maureen, and I was like, this is like the weirdest way to deal with something, right? But apparently Maureen was like, oh, why is this? And he actually said, like, I hate this phrase. He goes, but it just is what it is.
Aye.
He's like, unfortunately, there's no reason for this. Whatever. He goes, it just is what it is, and it needs treated, and it is treatable, and we're just going to deal with it. Type thing. And you're like, I never knew that a fucking Love Island quote would be like getting me through this.
Aye.
You're like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know I'm gonna have a tattoo of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It is what right across my tits. It is what it is. So it is.
Isn't it?
That's what I'm gonna call this podcast. It is what it is, isn't it? So it is what it is. So it is, isn't it? Isn't it?
Oh fucking hell.
So yeah, that's what's been going on here. But yeah, Maureen's home, doing well. It's fucking crazy. Like, because of where it was, there was like in her chest that obviously her lymph nodes like drain everything away,
Right.
like fluid and inflammation and everything. So she like obviously there was like something pushing on something else up here. That's why she got a clot. Then she got mastitis when she was breastfeeding, so I had to stop breastfeeding pretty quickly. Just because all the drainage was like fucked. There was nothing running away. All the milk was staying there and everything. You know what I mean? One tit that side. But as soon as she went on the steroids, that started to like ease off, and it's back to normal now. But I think that was pissing her off more than anything. But I forgot where I was fucking going with that story. What was it talking about? What day is it?
I can't remember himself now.
I don't know. Anyway, she's doing alright. Baby's at home, putting on weight by the fucking second.
Oh, he's a fucking heartburger when he's class.
Will
somebody get me pregnant, please? I'm down.
It's so funny how like you know, like people are like, oh, did you struggle to get him onto the bottles? And I'm like, take your fucking arm off.
He made his own when I was in the kitchen.
He's literally like, you know, one of those videos of like a snapping turtle where the people will put like, you know, a fucking iron bar in its mouth. That's what he's like. Just anything that dangles past his face, he's like,
Aye.
And he'll gurn, like he'll be like, and then immediately like, fucking took you so long.
He's his daddy's boy, you know.
Oh.
And his mummy's boy too. He's obviously both made him. That's how, because the man inserts his penis into the woman's what do you call it, blurt.
Back and forth a number of times.
3 or 4, I think.
17.
All you need, to be honest with you. You show it off. You know.
Inefficient.
I think you're a porn star. Fucking launch a load. Go on the fuck.
Get the job done.
That's it. Like a Polish builder, in and out. Fucking no mess.
Mess.
Leave the garden lovely.
So yeah, that's about the height of it. And I'll tell you what, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The people of Craigavon, what are you doing?
Now, Colin.
Mick.
It's McKinn you're talking about?
Aye, Stuart McKim.
In a roundabout way. There's loads of roundabouts in Craigavon, you see.
You're just like, you know, they might as well have a ward called Fegs did it.
Aye.
There's just people where you're like, okay, you're 40 and you're on a Zimmer, you know, and there's pus leaking out the bottom of your trousers.
Stop it.
And you're smoking and you're yellow.
Aye.
You know what I mean? You're like, what happened, bro? Would it kill you to eat a fucking salad?
There's so many, but Craigavon now, that's going to be fucking like, because the amount of hospitals have been closed down around here, that's going to be a load of touring cunts there too, wouldn't it?
Well, it's everyone. Yeah.
Aye. So just
saying, because there used to be one in...
fucking sling shit down at us, and you're up here.
I bet you can tell.
Culture heaven,
because they all sound like they're doing like you doing an impression of your aunties.
I never do that just because I'm
like,
this podcast.
There'd be a woman like in fucking compression socks outside going, "Tell me, can you still buy fags in there?" The guy said that to me. "Hey, buddy, can you buy smokes in there?" And I went, "Walk in there and fucking look before you end up dying today."
Doctor, can I go for a fake?
I mate, I'll run a knife for you, sir. I did a gig in Down Patrick the other day and killed a cunt.
Oh, really?
Don't know, somebody can't follow me up the street with a phone. And I was like, bro, the photo session is over that we just had. And he just walk along like, fucking. And I was like, I had that fucking like adrenaline blackout rush where I was like, hey, let's stop this now because I'm going to go to the car. But just then, I nearly absolutely lost my shit. It was silent. It was very silent.
You didn't know?
And your death would have been silent.
Yeah.
Because no one's watching and I would have brained you against this lamppost. You don't know that.
Oh.
But I'm going to go to the car now. No one, you literally like, it was just this fucking wave of like, Jesus.
I nearly killed him.
I was like, hey. I very nearly picked up by the fucking jeans and just battered you off the floor.
Was he young?
Yeah, he was about 18, but I was like, bro, you fucking nearly were going to be spoon-fed for the rest of your life there. And it was just like, but that's the thing. You know when you're literally like, I would love to just fucking elbow this cunt's head into a paste right now. But you're like, I can't. Because then people be like, what did you beat up that wee boy for? And you're like, well, because he was being very invasive.
Yeah. That's fucking...
It's just, you know when you're just like, what's the equivalent of like, I just dead leg you? Or so, you know what I mean? Where just like, maybe that's the one. Maybe just fucking low kick someone, blow their knee out, and just leave them in the street. And be like, you don't have brain damage, but you won't walk for 8 months.
Yeah, if you give it one of them, like, here, do you see that? Then when you're brought to court, well, I did warn him.
Or just to point at his t-shirt and he looks at it and he's going,
he fucking...
Anderson Silva back and he fought that guy, like, reverse elbow up the way. But fucking hell, yeah, I was just like, bro, this is like all good. Like, I've never really understood that. You know when you see all those fucking, you know, single moms on fucking Facebook being like, you don't know what people's struggle is.
You don't know people are going through.
Be kind and all. And you're like, at the minute, I was sort of like, that kind of is true. You have to be nice to everyone because, like, you're just like, this cunt has no idea.
What kind of day you've had?
What I'm going home to right now. And he's just like, let's get cracking on it. And you're like, Red, still not filming. Nah, it's all right. I'm still doing it. But no, you really should stop doing it. But it's no.
Did he say I'm still doing it? But was he talking about it?
No, that was he just kept doing it. Like, he just kept filming. And I'm walking along. And he's like, you know, like, say something and all. I'm like, no.
Then Patrick's a bit of a fucking...
I mean, the gig was class. But I mean, you know, absolutely stop fucking each other. You know what I mean?
And that's why I don't do a podcast.
Speaking of inbred, I'll be in Larne on Friday.
Where are you doing, Larne? Turnhill? Or Olderfleet?
Olderfleet.
Oh, lovely. I'm doing nothing so.
It's I wouldn't do a fucking time. I wouldn't, if I can keep it to like a venue that's not a theatre type thing, I'll do that because there's just something like, did Lisburn. Lisburn was a good gig, but it was just like, this is just, you know when you're just like, there's no atmosphere in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some venues that are a bit fucking like, yeah, Lisburn can be a wee bit weird. Because I've done it a couple of, when I've done tours before, I've done it, and it's the one where you go, why did that last bit not work? Like everything else. Or
I got in the car and I went, why did that last show? I did not work at all.
Well, that's the thing. I always find Lisburn was like,
no, it was actually alright.
Once you stop doing any sort of like Catholic-y Protestant jokes or any fucking weird trouble stuff, they're like, well, that was a bit of a gear change. I'm not happy with that.
Just I haven't heard Finian in about 10 minutes.
To Don't like it.
What are you talking about? Personal stuff?
In fact, that might have been the last time I did 2 halves on my own. I think it might have been.
Well, I loved it because they had a sound guy who I don't mean to speak ill of the man. He's a chunky fella, and he looked like he was just a comedy gig is like a night off for a sound tech. You know what I mean? And I came out of the room and I was like, I wonder is there a stool for the stage? And I poked my head out of the changing room, and he's walking along, and he'd been to the vending machine. He had a packet of hunky dories and an Oasis or BPM because fat dudes need energy to stay awake. You know, do you ever see that? The fat cunt getting in a taxi, 8 tins of Boost, and you're like, what are you doing, bro? Fucking marathon? No, mate, at some point I might have to move my tit out of the way to get a crisp.
It helps my blink, you see.
Sometimes struggle to keep the eyes open, which is fucking great to hear when I'm driving a taxi.
I'm putting socks on later, so I need to be up at 5.
So he just walks towards me with a fucking BPM, and that's why I like. And a packet of crisps. When I walked up, I was like, sorry, mate. I was just wondering if there was a stool for the stage. And as he walked towards me, sorry, farted. He thought he was doing a wee walk by himself down the corridor to be like, hear me out. Lovely. Buffalo hunky dories. And then I pop out of the room and he's like, sorry, farted. I love the honesty though. Just should I kick the camera just before the fucking waft hit me?
Aye.
Hello.
Was it stinking through, was it?
I didn't smell thankfully, but it was just funny the way it'd be like just before you do notice. Full disclosure, I farted.
Fair play to him.
I should do close.
I'd be all, who did that?
I know. Them drains that aren't here.
Jesus Christ, now. Just be a dead skunk down the back of that radiator or something.
Fuck. I've done a lot of gigs in that spot. I literally drove about 90,000 miles. I did Cold Rain. That was big one. And here's an absolute game changer, which I've never taken advantage of before. I went up there in like workout gear.
Aye.
And had a bag with stuff, Neil Dugan style. And it's a reference only Mick will get. Except they didn't have a suit in the back. Went up. Geordie went on, and I just fucking, did some press ups, moved about a wee bit, got a shower.
Oh, they've showers in there.
Showers out the back, and it was warm.
Aye.
Dried myself with a t-shirt, went on stage all fresh.
Aye, that's good.
Felt good, man.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause sometimes you drive to Cold Rain, it's not that long, but it's an annoying drive. And then you just have to fucking go on and try and be energetic. But gotta be showering, it felt great. And Geordie was like, man, I got a fucking quote of the week from Geordie. I got my first abracadabra on the way up here. And I was like, oh, very cool. He goes, man, it was so good. I'm going to buy one on the way home for tomorrow. And then just kept eating Oreos.
Heart condition. Geordie's got a heart condition.
Geordie's getting heart surgery.
Yeah.
And
like, Geordie, your
heart.
And
I was like, why?
It was a Keystone, man.
Here. Laughing on the other side of my face when he went on, but.
Smash it, did he?
Jesus Christ. Wild funny.
That's my boy. Fucking. Big shout out, Aaron Butler had me in fucking stitches the Limelight the other night.
Stiches?
Were you there for this bit? No? You'd gone home, hadn't you, after the show?
No, I was late.
Oh, fuck, right. So, I can tell you this on a podcast, right? So, I don't
know.
No,
was this not his set?
His set was brilliant as well. His set was fucking class out. But I thought I was going to fucking pass out. I laughed that much. So I don't know how it happened. I'm sitting talking to fucking Aaron, chatting about something. The next thing you know, Paddy McDonald walks over with his ball back out. Because he's had a vasectomy, right? And he's showing us his balls are all swollen up. And I goes, there's like one wee hole in the middle of both bollocks, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, is that the wee hole where they did it? And then Aaron Butler went, it looks like the fucking Death Star. And I swear to fuck, I thought I was going to fucking die. Butler's going, why has Paddy got a dude?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But my God, I fucking laughed.
Why does he keep why does he just love pulling his dick out? Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's no one with like a big giant cock is pulling their cock out all the time.
Aye.
It's got to be a wee weird cock. Fair play to him. Works, obviously.
Aye, fucking right.
Cunt has 37 kids.
28 in the way.
Yeah, literally ones he doesn't even fucking know about. When you hear this as for a thing, I need glasses.
No way, do you?
Yeah.
Nerd.
But I was joking around with Shane. I was like, of course, me being me, it's a new opportunity to buy shit I'll never use. Bought like 4 pairs.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Have you got them with you?
No, I haven't got them yet. I had to go to.
First for reading or for driving or for?
She said anything. No, really. I'm full blown squinty. I'm fucking. She's like, I actually don't really know how you function.
How did you not know you were blind?
No, because I went like, this is a game changer. I was like, right, I need to go to the fucking opticians and kept putting it off. And I could have went to one locally, but I was like, can't. And then Maureen's sister was like, just book Specsavers online. I was like, brilliant. Then I'll actually go. Booked it online. But they're in like weird places. I don't know why I didn't go to Belfast, but it was like, well, Portadown's on the way to Belfast, even though I have to be in Belfast later. I should probably just go to Belfast. Went to Portadown, and now I'll tell you something, guys. The DOE needs to get in there, because at that fucking roundabout, where like the traffic comes in there, and then like this, you know where roundabouts work.
Aye.
The lights here go green.
Colin's just drawing a dick on a piece of paper.
They go green for a second, and then. No joke, I started to count it.
Whereabouts is this at?
Like just at the bottom of the town, whenever you come in, say we're coming from here, down the motorway, and then you go off the Portadown, and it comes into that roundabout at the bottom. Yeah. And I sat there, and I forget how many had went by before I started counting it, but I was like, okay, the lights have changed 12 times, and I haven't moved.
Fucking hell, aye.
And I'm like, I'm late for the fucking thing. Anyway, fuck Portadown.
I've been saying it for years.
And I parked right outside it, and I went, I'll take the ticket.
Aye.
But I'm parking there. And I'm blind now, technically.
Did you get a ticket?
No. But so yeah. No, I just went in and they did the wee tests. They were like blowing in the eyes and fucking, can you see that? And then they fucking flashed the light in it. And I was like, well, hey, if I didn't need glasses before, now I need a fucking dog. Have you got a dog in here?
I think I need to get my test too, to be honest with you.
But yeah, she went in and she goes, okay, you're fucking short-sighted and blah, 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 and fucking... what is it called? Stigmatism? A stigmatism in your left eye. She goes, you're basically like a little bit squinty all the time. And I went, that explains a lot.
Aye.
Because I was like, if I'm driving, you know, my eyes will get really tired. Like if someone forgets to turn their beams off and they go past me, I'm like basically blind for about 3-4 seconds.
Aye.
And then I was like, if I'm watching TV, it's a bit weird. Or say I was like looking at you, all this pattern in the background is like crazy.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. You will be tired and your fucking head will be sore and everything. You're basically, you know, if you like squint your eyes, she goes, you just have a slight squint the whole time. Your focusing will be an issue. And then I went, it's time to go shopping, and just fucking 100 pairs of glasses.
Prescription sunglasses, oh yeah.
Oh, I did. I got the and then fuck's sake, she goes, do you wear sunglasses? And I was like, yeah, I'm known for it. It's one of my things. And then she goes, okay, here's all the lenses. You can pay £30 extra to get the polar or the glare thing. And I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Or polarized. I was like, yeah. And then she said something about mirrored lenses, which are like all the sunglasses I have, shininess. And she goes, oh, let me go check. And then she went upstairs for fucking 20 minutes, and she come down and she's like, sorry, I forgot the thing and all. This is the new catalogue and blah blah. So these ones are 250 each. And I went, nope, I'll just take the one. She was literally gone for so long, and I was like, no, I'm not taking that for 250. And then she was like, well, okay, sorry for taking so long. And I was like, sorry, I sent you halfway around the country, but absolutely, well, I'm not paying 250.
Fuck that, Jesus.
They look like Pitbull. Suck my dick. I've got my own mirrored shades. You can't. I'll show you the glasses. I got 2 pairs. I got a wee gay pair like that. And do you know who I had in mind when I was buying them?
Bessie McD?
No. Scott Gibson. Because he's the tortoiseshell ones. But yeah, I got the full porn director ones.
Don't be wearing them.
Fucking suck my dick. I'll wear what I want.
Oh, fuck's sake.
What?
That's like 3 years ago, if we saw somebody wearing those glasses, we'd have been going, oh, pedo in training.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. But believe it or not, the more like the shades are pretty cool.
The shade, yes. I love an aviator.
No,
as a sunglass now. As a sunglass, yes.
The shade is the same shape as the glasses.
Yes.
But minus the glasses.
Aye, but it's the see-through lens on them glasses. You're just like that.
It looks class, mate. What are you talking about? Here's the thing. It's going to look fucking stupid anyway. So
no, you should do as well. See, just to go with that. Stop shaving your whole head, combing over now. When are we doing that? Just come, have work comb over.
I bought a trench
coat.
Get
a pocket protector.
What is that? I've heard people say it before.
That's a Joe bag. You just put in your pocket. Just in case somebody comes at your pocket.
Do you know what? I was like, you know, the inclination would be like,
just put a wee Joe bag in there. Sometimes near your pocket, I'll get the way the fuck. You
can put one pen in it.
1 pen, small Argos pen, in your wee Joe bag.
Argos pen. I fucking what was I talking about? Oh yeah, but I went in thinking the ones that are gonna suit me are gonna be like, you know, the thick rimmed fucking looks like a pair of Ray-Bans, but it's glasses.
Aye.
But I look worse than that. They're quite subtle. You know what I mean?
I don't think they're subtle. Don't get them. Don't wear them. Don't ever wear them. Just
Bro.
the first ones you showed me are nice.
Bro, I bet everyone's well. Good job. We got 2 pairs, Mick.
It is a good job.
Look at that. That's pretty sexy.
They're pretty sexy.
Bit of gold up the side and all. We'll mix it up. You know what I mean? Mate? When I'm doing funny videos, I'll wear those.
Yeah.
For fucking £300 franc.
What's with it?
No, it's £300 for all of them. But that looks good, mate. That looks way better than the other ones.
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. I just listen. Far be it from me to tell you what to wear. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true. That's right,
I'm not gonna get
Michael.
involved. Fucking, you want to walk about looking like a fucking paedophile that flies helicopters in the Bahamas? You do.
No, man, I'm going to look like a cool fucking
Yeah.
media dude.
Yeah, and then your wee boy's going to go to school and people are going to try and kick the fuck out of him because his dad's a pedo.
They'll be running up on him with with fucking Facebook Live. Your dad's a pedo.
Your daddy. I can't do the voice. I'm trying to do a Ballymena accent. I forgot how to do voices.
Why
I've been
would
away
I have a
too long.
Ballymena accent?
Because
the
pedo
guy in the
hunters
video,
always are.
You're trying to fuck a 16-year-old,
That's
aren't
not
you?
there.
Fucking bang a 16-year-old. What are you gonna do? Have sex with him? Make me sick. Fuck's sake. Fucking have sex with you.
Yeah, nobody wants to buck me, but it's Christmas time. I've got seasonal affective disorder now. I'm sitting here to fucking running about chasing Santas all day because I was panicking.
Don't go chasing Santa Claus.
Just stick to the Fenians and the...
How was Australia, Michael?
That was grand.
Anyway, moving on.
Pretty much it. I was full quite a bit.
I know, I seen that. Standard behaviour.
Big shout out to fucking Grant and Neve, who...
I was going to say, did you make friends or did you know them already?
I went and met them for 1 pint. Ended up fucking... Oh, you've seen that before. Ended up missing a gig and then pretty much went, see if you two don't invite me to your wedding, I'll never talk to you again. So I think I'm going to the wedding.
In America?
No, they're coming home.
In America? In Australia?
But awful funny people. A lot of time for them.
Well, how do you know them again?
So I was doing the fucking... There's a walk you can do from like Coogee Beach to Bondi Beach.
Did you just meet some people?
Yeah. So I was like Instagramming it because
This boy looks Irish.
but I was just Instagramming the fuck out of it, and then one of them was all, "We live 5 minutes around the corner. Do you want to go for a pint?" And I was like, "Hi," and I'm her best friend.
Class.
It was really nice, like, because usually you meet people out there, and because the amount of times you meet Irish people in Australia, and you go, "Please come home." Please come home.
You serve no purpose here.
Yeah, you haven't stopped. You haven't slowed your accent down at all.
Pint of hard. What? Pint of hard.
Monster Munch. Yeah, pretty much that.
Monster Munch.
Like, there was a point I did a gig for, it was a mental health charity, and it was 800 fucking coked up Irish people in formal gear. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, Colin, everybody looked amazing. They all turned out well. It was lovely.
Jesus Christ.
But it's one of the first times I've been at a party and went, "Drugs? No, thank you. I'm going to go home now."
Yeah,
It was terrifying.
I seen like your stories or whatever, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like,
There was a lot of pints, like.
a lot of pints,
There was a lot of pints.
a lot of drogas.
No, not at all. Well expensive, I tell you. That's what somebody...
You have to pretend you're window shopping.
I was doing a bit
Can I
about
have
it.
some drugs, please? This is how much it costs, and you're like, I'll see if they. I'll just check and see if they really want the drugs.
This is the thing. I was doing this bit about like Australians, like giving me advice on things to do when I'm in city. Like, why don't you go for a fucking swim, mate? Yeah. I'm like, sharks. All right. Why don't you can like climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I'm like, if I want to spend £300 to ship my pants immediately, I'll try and buy Coke in this country. You have to be in Australia to get that. It's very expensive. Very expensive.
And there was fires as well.
There was fires. That was a bit weird. Now that was fucking the fire alarm went off in the hotel, and I was like, well, this is how I die. But it was somebody was smoking a fag.
Because I'm asleep. Do you know what? That would have been my logic. I'd have been like, the whole place is on fire anyway.
Well, that's
bang.
the thing. But you want it was scary, like, because you would go outside and just be like you would come back in and your clothes stank of smoke. Like it was like you going out and smoked with 20 fags.
It's weird because I experienced that at in LA because there's fires like on up the coast, but it was smoky as fuck way down. Like
smoggy in there anyway, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you could smell it. It was like wood fire, and it was like your throat was sore.
Aye. Well, we were in a place called Coffs Harbour, and it's down by the coast. And the second day, the wind just completely died down, and I went to the shop the next morning, and it was like you couldn't really see. And yeah, like it was a 10-minute walk each way, and I was like fucking like let a fag as soon as it sat down.
Get the taste out of your mouth.
Try and counteract that here.
I was at the nerve centre the other day, and the guy that does sound there's like, I've got a fucking haze machine up there if you want to do if you want a bit of fucking haze. And I was like, okay. And he put the smoke machine on, and like halfway through my set, I was like, were you supposed to turn that off? I couldn't see the crowd. They probably couldn't see me, and I'm like, you're fucking. And then people just started vaping because they're like, yeah, sure. You can see it anyway.
What do you want to do? Like
But yeah, it does affect you, that old fucking thing. Because that's the weird thing about like LA. I know you're watching the news and people are like, yeah, such and such and fucking 8 dead people and blah blah blah, and then you're just down the beach fucking.
Because like in Sydney, it wasn't too bad when you got down to the beach, but see, even the day that like I did that walk and met them, we had a couple of pints, but it wasn't enough to be fucking steaming.
Yeah.
And I went home because I missed the gig that night because I went for a nap and slept for 6 hours. Yeah. And I'm like, that was smoke. There was no fucking way that was just pints and a walk. Like
jet lag maybe still, no?
Well, no, because I beat the jet lag because I just stayed up the whole first day. Like did it properly. Yeah. Didn't even sit on a bed. Like wasn't even getting comfortable for the first day. Just fucking stood in the corner like I can beat this. And it was grand after that.
Fuck. Because you get smoked that just fucking CO2 poisoning, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, it was fucking weird, like. Because I woke. Yeah, I slept for 6.5 hours.
Bloody hell!
With my alarm going off the whole fucking time, like.
Fuck. You might have died.
It might have been steaming too.
I mean, it wasn't enough times to die, but it was definitely 14.
That wasn't enough to put me to bed. Unless I'm getting owl, which is not true. I'm a Highlander. Only one way to kill me, cut my dick clean off.
Dick clean off.
Clean off. Clean now.
That's my porn name. Dick clean off.
Dick clean off. I wanted to make a fucking like detective show, like a film noir detective show with a guy called Buster Nut. Detective Buster Nut. I will, thank you.
Is there any semen on this crime scene?
There soon will be.
There will be.
You, Buster Nut. Don't mind if I do.
Spooky sax in the background. Hold on to my cum in this crime scene. It's the only way I can detect who it was.
You're quite a beautiful dame. Met me, Buster Nut.
Where are you?
Behind you.
In
Always
you.
Behind you.
Always from behind.
I'm inside you. Like a psychologist.
I'm Morgan Freeman. Apparently. Buster Nut.
Well, no, Morgan Freeman, he's noir, isn't he? The Sean Wank Redemption, that'll be good. Anyway, you want to show me a wee video there, Colin?
Have you not seen this?
No.
It's the best video of the year.
STV News broadcasting and all good viewers, but now it's time for a Christmas song, dashing through the snow in our four-souled sleigh. All the hills we go, laughing all the way, ha ha ha. Stockings to be up, Santa coming down to give you presents every single year. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, big father, that's true, right in the waffle sofa sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, big father, that's true, right in the waffle sofa sleigh.
That's fucking brilliant. Is that the same way that he's like, Mommy, I've shit my pants?
I don't know. I just love the confidence of like dashing through the snow. Old MacDonald had a sofa, something. Hey!
After you know this one.
That's literally like, you know, like a Billy Connolly bit. You're like a drunk guy just making. Dashing through the snow on the one forceful fun flay. Hey, it's so like, you know, if a foreigner like sings a song.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I nearly fucking...
That's like me trying to sing the Irish national anthem. Fucking
Videos broadcast
But it's the way he goes, time for a Christmas.
and all good viewers, but now it's time for a Christmas song. Dashing
No gap. He looks
Aye.
like Paddy McDonald as well.
through the snow.
I've got the exact
and
same
I
coat.
will force off in sleigh.
Oh no, what for so Finsley?
All the hills we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! Stop.
Is that even in the song? Laughing all
It's
the way.
to be up, Santa coming down to give you.
He's just saying things about Christmas. Eat a bit of turkey. Have some fucking slur. Maybe not, but have celebrations. Fucking just making it up.
fucking adorable.
Santa down the chimney.
If you can't see this video, this fella's 38.
Yeah, it's hard to
The
know.
presents every single year. Hey,
He was definitely going to say that. He was like,
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, big father, that's to ride in the full open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, big father, that's to ride in the full open sleigh.
That last one. Oh my god.
that was fucking brilliant.
That's the best thing that's ever happened.
That's a happy Christmas night for us.
I'm tired now.
Christ the night.
That was very funny.
That was very good.
One
No, what toffee.
Don't know what toffee. Scottish people,
Love it, man.
the best. Like
Fucking love
they're
it.
fucking nuts. Yeah, that's my favorite. If I've had to think back across my life, the hardest I've ever laughed. There was one time I laughed at a baby being sick on a YouTube video when I was very, very tired, and I laughed so because the baby was walking along like so confused, like what, you know, as if it had something to do, like it was like a toddler. It was like, all right, going over here, and it just fucking chugged it out. It was so funny. And then the other time was when I watched that Scottish video and the guy's like eating a fucking, it's like a pebble.
I think it's a, yeah.
It's like a decorative pebble, and he's like, is that no toffee? Is that no toffee? He's like, it's better to eat. It's just Scottish
I think
people.
the video of the baby just standing naked does a shit. Have you seen that one? Like massive shit flies out. Have you never seen it?
I keep kicking this camera. Apologies, people.
It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be so hard to fucking find.
I have to go into Lavery's. I keep forgetting. Shout out to Claire. Sent me you know the fucking, it looks like a Christmas jumper, but it says disgusting.
Oh, really?
But I keep forgetting to fucking lift it. The last time my head was up my arse, guys. You know what I mean? I explained at the start of the podcast. Things have been turbulent.
Oh, it's been terrible.
So
I was gonna say I think Connor Keys would have sent me that video, but to be completely honest with you, all I have from Connor Keys is
yeah, a load of fucking snuff videos.
Absolute smut.
What is it like, Scott? What am I typing in? What
It's
is it?
like I don't even know how to. No, it's not. It's not even a Scottish baby. It's just a baby. Like, well, there's the Scottish baby. There's the wee Scottish boys like, Mama, I've shit my pants. Have you seen that one?
Shit my pants. Scotland's brilliant. Like I remember we lived in.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, so Scottish to be like, is he 41 or what?
Aye.
Is he 41, bro?
Let me see it. It says, it's almost Christmas and I have noticed that you have been very good this year. Your name is on my present list here in the North Pole. My elves are working hard so we can get your gifts ready.
Mommy, I've shit my pants.
He was almost about to wait for it to finish. Like, let me stop you. I've shit my pants.
Did you see him sort of go?
Yeah, like
I definitely have.
the dip test. Yep. I have in fact shit my pants. Oh man, they're so funny. Like whenever we moved back to Scotland for like the second time, and we moved out away pretty quickly, but I think we lived in, is it Battlefield? Is that what the place is called? And there was just this woman getting out of a car with a wee French bulldog, and it was going buck man. She was, "Oh Hugo, you wee bastard." You're just like, Scotland. And that was probably like a posh lady.
Aye.
Oh, you wee bastard. First of all, the dog's called Hugo. Near laughed my bollocks off. So,
Fucking hell.
with 10 minutes to burn here, have you any other funny videos? Like?
I'm trying to think of fucking...
A 1 for 4 fun flay! Hey!
No.
I shit my pants.
It's somebody... I think
It's the fucking...
Here. Your name is on my present list here in
It's the
the
way he's just like, get through it, woman.
Paul. My elves are working hard so we can get your gifts ready.
Mommy, I'll shit my pants.
Mummy, I'm 38.
Oh, here it is! So it's...
Who sent you this, Keezy?
Yeah.
Is it like a fucking snuff video?
It starts off like...
No, it's one of them videos you're gonna listen when you're gonna have to watch it like fucking 8 times. Who's that now? Look at the size of that shit. No, I wish I was just regular as that.
It's just...
Well, you don't know how you might shit like I just never see your ass.
It's like, not even bent over, just up straight.
I think. Do you know
the
what?
Same length as the wheel head.
I know, it's like I've never shit that big in my life. It's fucking like
In one push, just fucking doof.
it's like you need to fucking not give babies nappies just to be like, you deal with that.
Aye.
See what it's like to absolutely shove out a fucking wet ferret into your pants every time.
Fucking hell. Has Eddie been doing like fucking mad shits or...
Because we had to stop breastfeeding pretty quickly. He started on the bottles, and there's a bit of a handover where it's like he's just doing wee fucking like regular shits, and then he just didn't shit for like a day and a half, and you're like, oh my god, is this good or not? And you're just waiting, and he was getting really uncomfortable and crying and everything, and you're like, I wonder, is he okay? And then literally just like just all out in one fucking go, and he's just like all his limbs bunched up like, and it was that first one was a disaster, but. For the minute, like it's actually alright.
Yeah.
Like most of them are like the nappy does most of the work. So like you just shit his brains out and you go to take it off and it's all just contained. And you're like, well, that was alright.
It's one of the, I didn't realise that babies, because my wee nephew's on bottles as well, and I didn't realise that the babies don't actually shit that much until you put them on like solid food.
Yeah.
And then it's like fucking pandemonium.
Yeah.
And my sister was telling me at one
like
point.
That baby there that you just showed me.
Yeah, exactly.
That cunt's eating kebabs.
Yeah.
That he had a fucking 12 pints in a Sunday
two
roast.
sauces, mate. Fucking chili and garlic.
Yeah.
But I know my sister was telling me there was a point where like she was trying to change my nephew's nappy and he was fucking like flashing, like flailing about or whatever.
Yeah.
And he somehow got his hand in the shit and flicked it and got it right into her nose. She was just walking about the house with a piece of shit up her nose.
That's the worry. Someone sent me a thing and it was like a changing mat that like folded up. So it was kind of like semicircular at the bottom and then a long bit for the top of its body.
Aye. And
the bottom bit folded over and stuck. So it was like a fucking lampshade for a dog, but for the bottom half of its body to stop the baby fucking playing around in the shit.
That's decent.
And it's not. It was like a legit brand made it. Like Baby Bjorn or something. It wasn't like some kind like.
I was just Dragon's Den.
Did I like £100,000 because I've got this shite umbrella to stop the baby playing in its own shite? I'm out.
I don't like that.
I don't like it. I wipe my own shite. The nanny.
Anyway, you got to go to the staff party. That shouldn't do that, no.
I don't want to fuss off and slay. Oh, that's not all the way. You. Yep. What other Christmas songs could that weekend do? Fucking around at Christmas time, it's a lovely time of Santa. Having a laugh, drinking beer, dashing all away.
Silent night, holy shite. Something's come this way tonight. Planes and birds and my. Ho ho ho.
It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Oh, get loads of pints. Go over the. Shut my pants. It's Christmas time.
Take the holes with onion badges.
Santa's fucking coming. It's Christmas.
My granny lives in here. The people down below are shitting in the snow. Oh,
I coughed and something came out and I don't know where it went.
Oh, that's fine, it'll be alright.
Fuck.
I'll book of a seat.
Oh, Jesus. What are they?
I don't want what for Christmas. It's only things I don't care about. I actually do the whole song. He knows that one.
You can't. You know it. You love that song.
I love it. I fucking
You
love
can't
it.
go
I know.
fucking like. You
Can't even fuck about with that.
You know,
That's a classic.
that's a class. You leave our fucking right alone. Oh my god. I just want to get a list of Christmas songs now.
And the boys of the NSPCC choir.
I played one week. I thought you listened to the podcast, man. It was like dirty Christmas songs,
Right.
And it was so over. I'll play one before I go. Dirty. It was so like unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like I love a bit of filth, but you're watching it, you're going, whose idea was it to be like, you know, like this Santa Claus cunt song? You're like, someone thought this would be a good idea. Sorry for.
Quite often I get to thinking how as
Australians.
kids we
Australians.
got by. Like at Christmas time at our house, we couldn't even afford a fire. But we made do with what we had back then when I was young. Dad used to suck a peppermint, we'd all sit around his tongue. We couldn't afford no fancy tinsel for our
Okay, that's a bad example. There's
Fuck me, Santa. A dirty porn one.
I mean, some of them are like literally like. There was one where like Rudolph was like a gay reindeer, and it was just like so unnecessary. Like, oh, this one's got a bit of
Badakadak.
production value to it.
Santa baby, I want a taste of your candy cane. Champagne will help to loosen your belt. Santa baby, so fuck me till the icicles melt.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why?
Aye, no need for
Do
that.
you know what I mean? It's like she's been paid as like a session singer. It's like fuck me.
Aye.
Where are you playing that?
I know. How many listens has it got?
Fucking 15,000.
Fucking dicks.
It's just, and there's loads of them. It's like
Santa baby, I really like a man in red. I'll spread my long legs for you, dear.
Oh, just legs? I thought you was gonna
Baby, so fuck
open the
me
toasty.
till the Christmas lights burst.
fuck me till the Christmas lights burst. That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense at all, but I tell you what, I'm hard. Don't know what you... It's disgusting. Leave the room immediately.
Stuff us aboard, sir. Right, here's what we'll do. We'll end this podcast and we'll answer some questions. They'll be exclusive on the Patreon. Patreon for exclusive people. We'll not. So that'll do. Cheers for listening, guys. I was going to say buy some tickets for the Aussie, but they're sold out, Mick.
Maybe buy some for my tour, because that's not selling well at all.
Go see Mick.
Come on down.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll end this podcast here. Cheers for listening. We'll see you next week, hopefully on time. But don't hold me to that in this day and age, because I know what the fuck I'll be up to.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
Dashing through the snow.
Well,
On one
it's
foot, so
fun
fun sleigh.
sleigh.
Yeah! See you in a bit.
All the best.